Sometimes when people find out that I'm a pastor, all sorts of conversational chaos ensues. Shock, awe, awkward. Not long ago at a social event, I made the mistake of identifying myself as a Lutheran pastor. Aha! My conversation partner cried, spilling his gin and tonic all over himself. I thought about being a Lutheran once, until I learned that Luther was an anti-Semite who would be part of an organization that hates Jews. He leaned back triumphantly, arms across his chest, as though he just delivered the brilliant closing statement on law and order. Chunk, chunk. That Martin Luther hated Jews is reprehensible, but no secret. Chris Forte and I had this conversation 2 weeks ago. To make the matter worse, he also hated Muslims, whom he called the Turks. That Martin Luther was not only a brilliant theologian, but also a bigoted, small-minded man of his time should surprise no one. We are all a mixed bag of blessings and curses. His bigotry has not gone unnoticed, nor do we condone it. In fact, for decades, the Lutheran Church has been in dialogue with both Jews and Muslims, mending the breach, finding a way forward. My cocktail party accuser may have scored a point for shaming a stranger in public, which apparently is something I have learned he loves to do. But why stop with Luther's personal sin? The sin which then, by extension, condemns a whole denomination. My family farm in Iowa is planted on land which once grazed thousands of bison, home to the Lakota Sioux. The Sioux didn't give that land to my great-grandparents. We took it. The White House, which has proudly housed the first family for more than 200 years, was built on the backs of slaves. Are the current occupants complicit? We now know that many of the movies we enjoy were financed, directed, produced, or cast by people of corrupt moral character. When we buy a movie ticket, do we condone their despicable deeds? The list of reprehensible behavior on the part of individuals or organizations is endless. Does the name Wells Fargo ring a bell? It's a real Reformation question. What are we to do when we discover that the people, the places, the institutions, the movements that we hold dear may have been built on bigotry, blindness, or even blood? Jesus seems to write us off. It's easy. Anyone who commits sin is a slave to sin. That's an answer, that anyone who sins is a slave to sin? That you and me and anyone else who has ever drawn a breath is not only a sinner but a slave to it? No wonder neither Jesus nor Luther ever won Miss Congeniality in a contest. But when Jesus spoke of anyone, he was not implying that only individuals sin. He was not pointing the finger at me. Jesus might even have concurred loosely, attorneys in the room, shut off your ears because I'll do this wrong. He may have concurred loosely with Burwell and Hobby Lobby, the 2014 Supreme Court decision which granted privately held companies rights that had previously pertained only to individuals. Am I even close on this? Close enough. You're not running out. If corporations can donate to political campaigns and enjoy free speech as individuals do, then we in the church can say that it follows that they enjoy all the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto, like the privilege, the opportunity, the propensity to sin. Can corporations sin? Absolutely. When Jesus said, anyone who sins, he wasn't indicting only the individual sinner. He indicted us all, you and me, our whole denomination, Midwest farmers, White House